there is an active conversation about dismantling the Department of Education. So I've been asked to be the keynote speaker. Morning. It's been a while since we've done these videos, and it's cool to get back on it. There's been a lot of things going on, a lot of news to share. And so, yeah, let's get into it. So, it's one of those moments where you feel like everything's come kind of like full circle, and I'm very grateful for it. Kind of makes you think about like your purpose in life. It begins to answer perhaps a question that has always been on my mind. It's like about like, is the work I'm doing worthwhile? Am I making a difference? I mean, these are questions that are like on my mind often. For the longest time, especially now with the way the times are right now, I have felt like I need to do more. That perhaps I need to figure out a way to generate more impact. There comes a moment when you're constantly asking, am I doing enough? Especially when you see all these geopolitical things that are going on, when you see all these things going on in the country where there is an active conversation about dismantling the Department of Education. It really creates this feeling of, am I doing enough? Are the projects I'm working on generating enough impact? What more can we do? Got a call from a near and dear friend from Panama, and he tells me, la primera persona en la que pensé en hablar con todo lo que está ocurriendo fue en ti. There's something about somebody telling you that makes you feel seen. I have a very big love for Panama. Obviously, right now, as we've been talking about on the podcast, Panama is under threat by the Trump administration and the United States military, and that's something very serious to consider. But anyways, the person that gave me a call was Padre Pedro from Colegio San Agustin. Gave me a call right as soon as this whole Panama Canal thing is going on, about what we could do. That was something special to me, But that's not the announcement. The important thing to note about my conversation with Padre Pedro is all these things going on right now make you wonder sometimes. Like I was saying, this is something that has kind of come full circle for me, and I'm very thankful. During the pandemic, one of my videos, my education manifesto, was right around the time when there were a lot of things transitioning, where I was, putting VNext on a different track than the track it had been on. Essentially, it was me saying what was wrong with education and where it could go. Consequently, I guess some folks read my articles that, I never know whether people read my op-eds or not, I put them out into the ether, and sometimes people comment, and that's very kind of them. Other times, it's like crickets, you don't get to hear much of anything. And then the videos I put out from Los Angeles in September of last year. So the big news is that I've been asked to be the keynote speaker for the Council of International Schools, to be the keynote for such a international event of that scale. At a time when, let me just share with you, like, my eyes, I don't know if you could see it, but my eyes water up. Like, just, I was born and raised in El Paso, Texas. Education has always been like my passport, my ticket to that big dream right at the time where we are having conversations about where education needs to go, about the Americas, the imposition of imperial attitude of the United States back onto Latin America. For me to be given this stage at this moment in my career is just, it's special, you know. The last keynote speech I saw was in Los Angeles, and the keynote speaker there was Magic Johnson. My hero growing up. It's kind of hard to express the feelings I have regarding all of this, but it's special. It definitely is special. I've always just, worked on things that I'm passionate about, and always had these thoughts about whether or not what I am doing is being heard, is being, man, I want to make sure that I do it justice, My speech is going to be about redefining education. I won't call it revolutionaries at the gate. Thinking about what's going on in the United States, whole dialogue about the Department of Education. I'm thinking about the decrease in enrollment that is at historically low figures for the United States. I mean, our high for enrollment in college was 19 million. They cannot break 15 million anymore. I'm thinking about the cost of higher education. I'm thinking about new models, the new models that I will be highlighting. I'm going to be speaking in Bogota, which just recently had a big scuffle with the United States. And there's going to be universities from all over the world, high schools from all over the world, administrators from all over the world. And this is the kind of forum that major international entities pay attention to. Man, incredibly thankful. If you have ideas on what we could discuss, I'd love to hear it. As you can see, I'm shell shocked. I'll put the links below so you can see a little bit more about who CIS is, the Council of International Schools, a little bit of the information that they've already put out about my selection as a keynote for the international event. And yeah, full circle moment, This is the moment for the Americas to unite and to negotiate as a united bloc, on everything, education, policy. This is the time. The time is now. If you had an opportunity to speak directly to leaders at the UN, leaders at the OAS, leaders at the European Union, world leaders, presidents, secretaries of education, what would you say to them? What are the things that they need to consider? I'd be curious on your thoughts and big opportunity. I want to try to do these conversations more on the regular with you. I'm really developing the podcast into something more, into something bigger. When opportunity meets preparation, So that's one of those moments. Very grateful. The invite to CDMX is still on, but I gotta tell you, we're running out of room. So the idea was for it to be an intimate group, not like hundreds of people. The CDMX invite para venirse a la Ciudad de México is still on. The room is running out. I'm probably gonna shut that down pretty soon here shortly.